Hello and welcome to this episode of Stitch in Time. Phishing scams have been around for many, many years. However, they keep seeming to becoming more sophisticated. How can you, as a consumer, as a citizen, protect yourself from such scams that have taken away hundreds and thousands of crores of rupees from unsuspecting people? Joining me to understand phishing and how sophisticated it's becoming and how you can protect yourself is one of India's best-known cyber lawyers, Pavan Duggal. Thank you very much, Pavan, for joining me.
Thank you.
As I mentioned, and we've been talking to you for years now about phishing, and you've been educating people about how to be careful, but we keep seeming to see new forms of phishing taking place. How would you explain the whole phishing scam to consumers, new viewers who are joining in to understand this better? And what is it that an individual can do to protect herself or himself?
I believe today, with the coming of COVID-19, we have begun to start seeing the emergence of the golden age of cybercrime. So, cybercrime is all around us, and therefore, we should not be surprised once we become a victim of cybercrime. Today, the number one cybercriminal activity across the world is phishing. What exactly is phishing? Imagine a fisherman trying to put his net into the waters of the sea or the ocean and then waiting for fish to come inside his net and then take the fish as his catch. The same scenario, if we can make it applicable in the context of cyberspace, would become broadly as phishing. Phishing is a phenomenon by means of which cyber criminals first want to win your confidence. And once they get your confidence, they would ask you to either click a link or open up an attachment because it's apparently coming from a trustworthy source. And once you either click a link or open an attachment, you quickly find that you have become a victim of this cybercriminal activity. The monies into your accounts are wiped out. You lose not just your money, your confidence, and also you find that you have become a victim of a cybersecurity breach. So let's take the latest example. People are getting emails saying that these emails are from the government department and they will help the recipient to put on the top priority of the people who would be given the new vaccine. So if you want the new vaccine, please send your name, details, and also click at this link or open the attachment. The moment you do so, you quickly realize that you have become a victim of a cyber criminal activity. A number of times they will ask you information pertaining to your bank details. They often would come up with very preposterous offers of saying you won a lottery by the Reserve Bank of India, or the government has decided to give you 50 lakh rupees, and please click here and send your links or send your details. The moment you do so, you become a victim of these cyber criminal activities. This is very, very prevalent across the world, coming of COVID-19, with fear and panic all around us. These cyber criminals have sought to weaponize this fear and panic and thereby have been efficiently using phishing. As far as how can you protect yourself from phishing, I think let's learn to inculcate a culture of distrust and mistrust as we go forward. Let's not trust everything. Unfortunately, as Indians, we are trusting people. We trust whatever we see online. Time has come that we should now give up this mindset. Let's look everything with suspicion. Till such time, we have not independently corroborated any electronic information via the search engines or otherwise. Please do not rely upon the same. Please do not share any information about you. Share information on a need to know basis. Do not open attachments that are coming from unknown sources. Do not click on any links of any kind whatsoever. Please do not save your credit card details, debit card details, internet banking details, either on your mobile or on your laptop. Learn to incorporate cybersecurity as a way of life. Let's learn to be cautious, duly diligent, and let's be constantly on the gaze for potential challenges. If we are cautious and constantly careful, to a large extent, we can prevent ourselves from becoming victims of cybercrime. And in case if you have become a victim of phishing, do not be quiet. Please report this to the governmental portal on reporting being cybercrime.gov.in. Report to your local police station. Please get your accounts blocked, your credit card numbers blocked, and write to the service providers that you have become a victim of phishing and therefore they should potentially help you. Have a holistic approach, and I think if we are conscious of these dangers going ahead, to a large extent, we can prevent ourselves from becoming victims of these phishing attacks.
Mr. Duggal, what is the legal recourse available? You mentioned that you can register on this government portal, you can go to your nearest police station, but do the wheels of justice move fast enough? What has your own experience been in terms of being able to get back the money that I might have lost?
Well, the good news is that the Reserve Bank of India is all upstanding for your rights. So the Reserve Bank of India has come up with a notification which actually mandates all banks and credit card companies to refund you your monies in case if the transaction has taken place without your consent or without your knowledge. So if you have become a victim of a phishing attack and that's not as a result of your negligence, then the banks are required to give you the money back. Unfortunately, practically speaking, most of the banks are in breach of this RBI notification than in compliance. They find up new innovative mechanisms to deprive you of your monies. Yes, you have a choice to report this to the local cybercrime cell or to the governmental portal cybercrime.gov.in. But that's mere reporting. Trying to get an FIR registered is such a tall order. Most of the time, the police is just going to shoo you away, or you're going to be intimidated that you would not want to report this to the local police station. Also, even if you want to write to the bank may want to take you on a dizzy spin and want to deprive you of your monies. You will have to be completely dogged and determined in your approach. Unfortunately, the legal systems are not very adequate. Phishing, for example, is not yet a dedicated cybercrime under the Information Technology Act 2000. We can broadly still cover it as part of some cybercrimes under the IT Act and under the Indian Penal Code. But the fact is, India till date has not come up with a conviction on phishing yet. So the actual effective remedies to people is very less. Therefore, it's always better to be focusing on the fundamental premise that prevention is better than cure. Try as far as possible that you do not become a victim of cybercrime or of phishing. But if you have become, then please report to the police. And of course, constantly follow up with your bank. Go under the notification of the Reserve Bank of India of 6th of July 2018, asking bank to refund your money. But ultimately, it's a lesson learned. Let's wake up. Let's beef up the cyber security of our devices, whether it's a computer system, whether it's a mobile. And more significantly, let's ultimately have a system or a culture of cyber resilience. Yes, things like these will become the new normal. Hence, if we can actually sensitize ourselves, our peer groups, to be avoiding these kinds of challenges and preventing them, to a large extent, we can contribute in the direction of ensuring that people don't become victims of these phishing attacks.
That's all the time we have in this edition of Stitch in Time. Thank you very much, Pavan Duggal, for joining us and sharing your thoughts with our viewers and educating them on how they can be careful about not falling a victim to phishing scams.